All right, hi guys, Jared Bruning here again, and you can see today I have a helper who's helping me with this tutorial as we're socially distancing from other families and everything. But today what I want to talk about or show you is how to basically you can take a PDF and make it where students can write on it. Now I realize there's extensions, there's different programs you can get to do that, but a lot of them cost money. A lot of them are requiring students to download something else and add something to their Chromebook or their Chrome, and so, you want to do something that's simple for your students. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say this is a simple process that you're going to have to do if you want to do this, because it does take quite a few steps to be able to put a PDF in to where a student can actually uh, answer questions on it and everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create this in a Google slide. So I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and again, to go to your Google Drive, remember you can't just click on your little buttons up here and go to your drive. But I'm going to go to my drive, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new file here, and I'm going to have a Google Slides right here. So just wait for it to open. All right, now first thing I would suggest, okay, with Google Slides, the reason I'm using Google Slides is because it's easy to be able to write on it basically, or type over top of things in Google Slides. Google Docs very much wants you to have things formatted in a certain way. So there's a lot more liberty with this. So what I'm going to do is on this first page, I'm going to delete this, the title, and I'm going to delete this subtitle. So let's see if my computer will catch up with me here. Delete those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the size of the slide itself. And I'm going to close this on the side for the themes because I really don't care about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the layout here. And so I'm going to click on File, and I'm going to come down here to, just like you would do like in the old Microsoft Word, come down to Page Setup down here. All right, so I'm going to click on Page Setup. Now you can see it has several different settings here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a custom setting. And so I want a page that is the same size as a typical piece of paper, so 8.5 by 11 inches. All right, so 8.5 by 11, hit apply, and if you notice, now my page looks like a regular piece of typing paper. All right, now I'm going to show you a couple different ways here to put in your PDF. What you're going to have to do is insert it as an image. That's really the only way that Google Slides will take it. But what I'm going to suggest is that instead of just simply copying and pasting that image onto your piece of paper, actually set it as the background. So that way students can't move around that piece of paper or move around that assignment that you put on there. So if I come here and look for, where was it at? Is this what I wanted? Okay, so let's say for instance, here's this math worksheet that I've got. And again, I just simply looked on Google for images or whatever that I could place into the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my clipping tool. All right, so you may have to come down here to your search. And again, I'm doing this on a PC. If you're doing it on a Mac, there might be a different process you'll have to do. But there's this thing called the snipping tool. Sorry, snipping tool. And you can see here, actually I'll do a new one here. I'm going to go to File and do a new snip. And I'm just going to highlight around this page. And now what I can do is I'm going to save that. So I'm going to save it as, and I'm going to go to just simply on my desktop. I'm pretty sure I made a folder here that was just worksheets. All right, so I'm going to call this like math 2. All right, I'm going to save it there. Now I'll go back to my Google Slides, and I'll right click on the main page here. If I right click, you should see a thing here that says change background. So right click on the page, change the background, and now I'm going to choose an image to be my background. And I'm going to upload. You can see here there's all these different options. I'm going to upload from my computer. And let's see here. Here I've got my worksheets, and there's my math 2 right there. I'm going to open that one. And you see now I've got this into my page. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here on the page. So I'm going to go to my view, and I'm going to zoom in to about 50%. Actually, I might zoom a little bit more. So let's zoom to 100%. Okay, now again, the clarity isn't that great, but you may be able to find ones that are a little bit better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a text box. All right, so I'm going to insert, and I want to insert a text box so that students can answer these questions. So I'm going to drag right here and put a text box. Now, what I would suggest, you can see here now it's got a cursor in there. What I would suggest is go ahead and come up here to where it says border color. Right now it's transparent. I'm going to make it black, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. You can see this button here to make it a little bit thicker. So now there's an actual box there for them to answer. And then what I'm going to do is I'll click on it and highlight it. I'll right click or do a Control-C, copy it, and I'm just going to paste it a bunch of times here. And again, you can do Control-V to keep on pasting and pasting, but I have my hands full here with my daughter. So then I'm just going to drag these over to the other problems. Okay, and I can just keep on pasting those and putting those in. So now when I assign this, I could assign it through Google Classroom and say, okay, here's, I could title it, math practice or whatever I want to name it. And I could assign it on Google Classroom, make a copy for each student. And again, if you want to look at one of my tutorials, how to do Google Classroom, make a copy for each student. Now when they come into here, I'm not going to be able to fix this. They can still move around the boxes, but for the most part, a lot of them, they'll just double click in there, look at that. Okay, the answer is 12. That's the answer is 10. 14. You can see I'm amazing at math. But they could go in there and put in their answers. Okay, so they have a little box there to put in their answers. So that's like with a math worksheet that maybe you just found online that you wanted to use. Now I realize a lot of you probably have PDFs, and some of you probably have hard copy books. You could always just take a picture with your phone, email it to yourself, and then open it up, do that same procedure that I just showed you with the snipping tool. But with a PDF, let's say for instance, okay, right here I've got this PDF about earthquakes, and I want to be able to put that into the Google slide and have it where they can, write an answer or whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is actually, you can see I can't really zoom out anymore, but I need to get the whole thing in there. So I'm going to do hold my control button and hit the minus key until I can get a decent view of the entire page. Okay, now you can see I've got the entire page here. So I'm going to do the snipping again. And I'm going to snip this out. Okay, I'm going to save it as, and maybe I'll save it, this one as earthquakes. Hit save. Now I'll go back to, of course, to my slide presentation here. I'll put a new slide, or I would probably more than likely start a whole new presentation. And I'm going to get rid of this stuff. So that way the kids can't click in there and type in that stuff. And I'll right click, change the background, choose my image, upload it. There's my earthquake worksheet. And of course you can see some of these you may have to like snip just parts of it in order to make sure that the resolution is good enough for students to be able to read it. But you may have to put like half the page on, each page or whatever. But now I can go down here, say I want them to write something about earthquakes. Again, I would just insert a text box. I'm just going to arbitrarily just put it out here. I'm going to put a border on it, make it a little bit thicker. And then that way now when they come in here, they can go in and answer that question. So again, I'll just go ahead and make that box there. And the thing is too, as they type in here, if they keep on typing an answer, that box, well, the box here is, I'm going to get bigger on this one since it's an inserted text box. But hopefully you'd be able to just simply have them answer their question inside these text boxes on top of the PDF. So that's how you basically would have to do it. I realize it's not ideal. I realize it might take a little bit extra time. But again, if you have PDF documents or have worksheet or things out of workbooks or worksheets, that's probably your best option, is just simply take a picture of it, email it to yourself, open it up, snip it out with the snipping tool, save it to your desktop or save it to a folder somewhere on your computer or on your, you can save it to your Google Drive if you like, and then insert it as an image as a background on a Google slide presentation and then put in those text boxes. So again, I know it's not great, not perfect, but that's about the easiest workaround I can think of to be able to do that. So anyway, with that, hopefully it helps out. If you got questions or if you have another way to do it, please let me know, because there might be an easier way that I'm not aware of. But again, hopefully if you need help, you can contact us. So do you want to say bye? You're going to be shy. So, okay. Anyway, thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you later.